Hello, hello, welcome everybody, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and fans of all leagues and roles as well. This is the MEA x FAAI Grand Fest, and yes, this is a festival of esports which we celebrate, and we are back just as we promised yesterday. We are back with a lot more action, a lot more famous and upcoming underdog teams as we welcome you. And this is not just any event, it is a festival of esports, a LAN tournament. And this is not just about one game. Of course, there's your favorite MOBA legend, but there's also BGMI, there's also Dota 2, and there's eChess as well as FC Football for both PC and mobile. So, of course, this kind of a grand structure is not possible without the help of a lot of people. So let me introduce you guys with a few people who have supported us and are supporting us to make all of these dreams come true. So one of it is, of course, the developers of Mobile Legends in India. It is Vista themselves. Thank you, Vista, for sponsoring us 1 lakh diamonds. And now we go on to our second sponsors, and it is, of course, CK Hyundai, along with the collaboration, our management, which is managed by TTS, and of course the wonderful internet, which is by Next Gen Esports. So without further ado, let's get on with the showdown right now. But hey, you recognize my voice. This is of course your guy Rud's Official, and with me tonight, let me give you the guest. It is gonna be the beautiful, the hype queen. It is gonna be, yes, you recognize her voice, you will, because she is one of the cutest voices in the Indian esports scenario. It is Sarah herself. So give me a round of applause for Sarah. Sarah, hey, how are you doing tonight?
Hello, and good evening, Ruth. Thank you for that beautiful welcome, and good evening to everybody watching this, because we are so hyped, and I am really honored to be casting alongside you tonight. And with that, Ruth, I think we are set for a very exciting evening, because we have 8 amazing teams facing off against each other. This is the round of 1 to 28, and we are really excited to see on who makes it forward towards the round of 64.
Yes, rightfully said. And Sarah, you have to be as excited as I am, because at least 8 of these beautiful 128 teams are gonna make it to our LAN event finale, and it is gonna be in Aswal, Mizoram, in our Gantuama Hall from the dates of 16th to the 18th. So mark your calendar, guys. It is important, and we will be going on to the first match itself. Sarah, would you like to introduce the teams tonight?
Yes, absolutely. As we can see, on towards the left side is some very popular names. It is none other than Doom, Insane, and Corey, the previous big dogs of the Indian community tournament scene. It is none other than Team DNS, now fully reformed and back into the action for this tournament. And on towards the left side, we can see the rising underdogs, and they are ready to slay the top dogs tonight, and that is exactly what they will be aiming to do.
Yes, definitely. And it is gonna be important to see how these two teams are gonna battle it out. Honestly, we can see a few great names here. I mean, of course, it's Insane. Who doesn't know Insane? One of the very famous YouTubers who is trying to make the Indian esports its favorite place. And we can already see the bans going up. It is going to be Arcadia X on the blue side, who is going to be banning out the 1-1, as well as it is going to be banning out the CC. Of course, they are formidable in the side lanes. And well, Fovius is just a cherry on top, especially if you're gonna go with the Dash Heroes, the Lancelots, and whatnot. Sarah, do you think anything is specific here in the banning section?
Honestly, there isn't much that can be mentioned except for the fact that many teams, including DNS tonight, they are prioritizing that CC ban. Like either she gets banned or she gets picked up. Meanwhile, their opponents have answered quite cleverly as well, with the Arlot getting banned out along with the Phoveus. So those are three very meta EXP laners just banned out and taken off the board, but it also leaves a lot of options for Team DNS to pick up here. For example, Insane's famous SSIN. Are we gonna be able to witness it tonight? Not yet, because Corey, he decides to lock in on the Pagito right away.
Ooh, okay. That is something new, right? According to the meta and what we have seen in the Esports World Cup, Paquito is definitely not a favorite when it comes to even the jungle or the offlane. So there might be a few more options in the offlane. Honestly, the Lapu Lapu is there, and there's a lot more options like Esmeralda. And here we are gonna see the duo who can keep flying all around the map. It is gonna be our favorite Sakura along with Fasa. And look at that, Team DNS do not wait any moment. They are gonna go for the Lancelot itself. I'm a little surprised on the YSS though, Sarah. Don't you think YSS is too good to like let it open?
Honestly, yes, same. Like, I expected Team DNS to lock it in, but instead they went in for the Lancelot as well as the Kimi. Against the Kalia and the Farsa, they are definitely good options because the Lancelot, he can easily immune that Tsunami Slam as well as reach the backlines very easily with the Phantom Execution. However, leaving the YSS open is kind of a threat, especially for the mid laner as well as the gold laners. And I think that might be a risk which Team DNS is willing to take tonight.
Yes, definitely true. And honestly, it's always mastery over meta, as we call it. So definitely, Insane must be really confident on his Lancelot. On the other side, though, we can see another jungler, which is even less recommended in the meta list. It is gonna be the Alpha being picked up. And honestly, the Alpha might have its mobility issues, but then again, with the right kind of support, which this team already has in the likes of the Fasa as well as the Sakura, it is gonna be a Helga moment. So let's hope that these things collide in the right way. The Kimi in the mid lane backs it up just a bit more, but I'm still a bit shy on that Kimi pick right here, because there's the Fasa who can easily outrange the Kimi at any occasion. The Irithel ban makes kind of sense, but what would you like to see, Sarah, on the goal lane?
Honestly, with the Irithel getting banned out and the 1-1 getting taken off, I think a Granger is a very good option to be picked up in the goal lane. Along with, but okay, I think they are planning for something really quirky here, and instead they just decide to ban out on the Granger. Maybe a Bruno could be coming in, or a Clint or a Brody. Anything is really possible here. Or maybe even a Ruby, considering the fact they already have a marksman on towards the mid lane, which is the Kimi. So Team DNS here, they definitely have a draft plan and they are going along with it, while the red team, they are deciding to go in for a very standard, a very UB kind of draft. The Kalia with the heals, Alpha with the shred, for especially during the turtle fights and the neutral objectives and for pickoffs, and same with the Farsa, very good for those surprise jump attacks on the enemy. So definitely here, both the teams, they are going in with their comfort picks, and there goes another Esmeralda pick on towards the EXP. I don't know how much of a wise decision is that, because they really needed some more of crowd control, but then again, if she can kite the Kimi onto the backline, then that's a very good choice.
I mean, I couldn't have explained it any better, honestly. And the Esmeralda kind of makes it great because she can jump onto the Kimi, but also can be tanky enough to slay that Paquito out. We'll have to see how much burst potential exactly does DNS host, because that is gonna be important, especially when you have so many tanky and regen heroes in the red side right here. But yes, guys, this is a 6-band drafting system, and we have personally made it so that the players can have their moments, they can play their favorite heroes, and as the tournament goes on to the round of 64 and above, we are gonna see a way more competitive scenario where we are going to have the 5-band banning system. So it is just for the players to open their wings and show us what they can do with their main heroes. Because later on we know that there is the marking system. So definitely the best heroes are going to be banned out, and the players are going to find it even more harder to dominate in these situations. But look at that, there's the Nathan as well as the Kimi locked in. So that's quite a lot of magic damage here. Wouldn't you say that, Sarah?
Honestly, yes, and especially the Esmeralda, who has a lot of shield, needs a bit of true damage to be taken down properly. And one Radiant alongside maybe a Silence Robe for the Athena would be enough to give her enough sustain to just walk around the backline and zone the damage dealers away from the team fights. But guessing from the fact that it is DNS, they are definitely not worried about that, because it seems like both the Claude as well as the Esmeralda are going in for that vengeance, which is maybe a little bit risky for the Nathan, but then again very beneficial for that Lancelot to get the dashes and chase them around.
Yes, wonderfully said. And to be honest, the vengeances do work quite a bit, because there's the Kimi as well as the Nathan in the opponents. But at the same time, the Claude I'm not quite confident about, because there's the Gatutkacha, there's always the Kimi with her ultimate, and there is the Nathan as well. So it is going to be important to see how exactly does Zac play on that Claude, because that Claude can be the game changer, the late game monster as we all call it. But in the opponent, there's also the Nathan. Point to be noted, as you said, there is the chance of a Radiant Armor and Silence Robe being picked up pretty early, and that might shut down or that might hamper the damage being dealt. But nonetheless, here we go, guys, into your favorite land of Dawn. This is MEA x FEAI, and you're watching the round of 28, 128. And we are gonna see who is gonna be. It is just the best of one. We can see already Corey Cutie lining up. And there seems to be a bit of support in the EXP, Sarah. What do you think? Okay.
Oh, Unite Annihilator here, they are going in for a very interesting rotation. They're giving their roamer the first mid wave, while the EXP and the mage share the first EXP wave, so that all three of them can try and reach level 2 together, instead of letting the roamer take the wave before the turtle, which usually is a hit or miss kind of rotation. This is a bit more beneficial for the teams. But then again, there's the Kimi with the early poke, along with Paquito just bursting down the Farsa early on. So that plan didn't really work out for them, and Team DNS had the advantage of trying to steal away the enemy jungle's creeps.
Yes, exactly so, and we can already notice that DNS are trying their best to actually hamper the farm of the Alpha. As we know, Alpha needs a little bit of farm to actually snowball on this occasion, and Team DNS are exactly pressing on that nerve. But however, the Team UA has its backup, so they are going to try. Oh, Lancelot did try to steal it, and was he successful is the question. He is already level 4, is insane. And Alpha is yet to reach that mark. He is only halfway through. And there we go. Here comes the action, Sarah.
Of course, and there goes Dome securing that first blood, but Pavlov on that kill, yeah, will find a retaliation kill onto Kimi, who was a little too far ahead for her own comfort. Insane though definitely has the level advantage to the Alpha, who is still at level 3, while Insane is almost at level 5. So this turtle should definitely go uncontested for the side of DNS, as they will be taking the lead in terms of farm as well as gold and experience. Corey definitely kiting so well on towards the buff, nearly manages to steal it, but will have to back away, as there comes the Feathered Airstrike and the flicker gets forced out, but the AOG catches Farsa right on time, and Kimi will be taking her down very easily and secures the double onto Pavlo, looking for a triple here. Dracarys is in danger, and he will be taken down by Nathan with that basic attack.
Oh wow, that is some performance, and what confidence coming out from Dats and Sons, as they are literally dominating the scenario right now. Alpha is still finding it really tough to clear his own jungle. Never mind, go for the objectives, and that is gonna make all the difference, guys, because the Claude, that Farsa, they need those items to shine. Claude already not looking good, as the Nathan has pretty well farmed up, along with a 2 assists and a kill. he is looking pretty confident, and that is gonna be the end of it. Look at that, they're still not giving the S to the Alpha, and look at that, the UA are just wasting the skills. The feathered airstrike landed nowhere, and that was rather defensive. Because honestly, there seems to be a little bit of the early game potential which is not being shown by UA. Do you think it is the draft, Sarah?
Yep, definitely so. They have taken at least 2 kicks who need scaling, which is going to be the far side of the club. But on towards the top side, we could see a tsunami slam onto the Nathan, but the Purify managed to save his life. There comes the battle mirror image, and Claude will be able to save himself. Corey, though, stuck in a kind of a tough position, and Kimmy has to force that Purify to try and escape from Dakaris, who will be running for his own life as well. The falling Star Moon right on target, but not enough backup or damage coming in from his team. Corey's position, though, pretty good to try and kite that Alpha and take away his farm, and I think that is exactly what he is trying. And look at the damage output coming in from the Paquito.
Yep, a level 7 Paquito against just a level 5 Alpha, and Fasa literally saves her life with a slither of HP, and that looks like a sieging moment unless Alpha has something to say about it. But definitely the dominance has been shown, and we can see it in the goal lead already. It's just 4.5 minutes and it's already 3.5k gold. Make it 4, cause that's gonna be a turtle, and that's actually gonna be stolen by Corey Cutie right here. Not sure if that's a strategic move or that's just a friendly jab between friends. But hey, look at that up top. Nathan steals a turret, and honestly, there's nothing much which can be done. And honestly, Fasta has to wait on those feathered airstrikes. She needs somebody to actually engage and stop him. She has a lot of CC in her team. That needs to be utilized so that they can actually convert these skill sets into some skills here, Sarah.
Exactly so, and look at the gank coming in on towards the top side, and look at, there's the flicker tsunami slam, but the Purify once again manages to save Gami's life, and there comes another AOG. Doesn't really hit anyone, but the taunt comes in perfectly onto the Kalia with getting melted down right away by the Nathan, and will be taken down very, very easily. Team DNS just dominating all over the map in terms of rotation as well as farm, and things are looking really dire for the side of Team UA right now.
I mean, the callouts just aren't present, honestly, because the Purifiers need to be called out, and you go with an ultimate which has quite a long cooldown, and you just go for the person who has an active Purify. And that too, doubling down with the AOG, that is something which has to be done perfectly. Because even if you engage, there's always the AOG, there's always the Nathan with his second skill, and then there's Kemi who can literally ult you in just like Tigreal. So there's something which UA have to understand about the game dynamics, but look at the mid lane.
Another tsunami slam comes in right away, but will not hit anyone except Doom, who tried to use the AOG defensively but was taken down because of that intense turret damage. And both the teams then just decided to disengage instead of losing any more lives. So obviously Team UA here got 1 kill which they desperately needed. But even then, the farm gap is way too much. It's 7,000 in favor of Team DNS, and they are once again going in for the 3rd turtle of the game, which is really going to boost them up. And even Nathan and Kimmy have the core items which they need. And look at that, another engage on towards the top. Corey just bursting down even Kalia, and there comes the Phantom Execution, and this will secure the kill. And AOG does land onto 2 people. Will get the taunt on the Alpha and burst him down. For the airstrike manages to get them low, but not enough farm and damage to actually finish off those kills.
Perfect execution, perfect play by play here. They are just taking turns, taking the turret damage as well as executing people, even if they try to escape the wrath of it. That is why right now Dads and Sons are in such a humongous lead. Already a 10k goal lead in just 7.5 minutes of the game. And they are slowly but surely progressing towards finishing this game off. What can UA do is the question, as they only have 2 tier 2 turrets left, and look at Lancelot already waiting for the Lords to spawn in just a minute's time. But not before, I guess. There is going to be a bottom lane siege right now going in, and we can see some action following in the bottom lane here. Guys, look at that, an AOG landing flash.
The AOG right on spot, and Nathan and Kimmy will be securing a kill each. Three members down for the side of UA with the Lord spawning in just another 42 seconds. Team DNS, they are simply marching down and taking those neutral objectives down the mid, top, and bottom lanes, not even caring about anything because the amount of farmers they have right now is very, very visible with the kill, which Insane just secured onto that Forza. Team DNS just leading on with the turrets. The turret holy blessings are down and they will be trying to look for that turret inhibitor. Esmeralda trying to defend as much as possible, but Newton with the double kill on the Claude and Esmeralda, and now Lancelot is looking for more, uses the Phantom Execution to just save his life, and that's two inhibitors down. Is Team DNS gonna be ending this with no Lord taken?
Yeah, I mean, that supposedly looks like where this is heading towards. Look at the burst once again. Lancelot wiping out, going 1 HP, but here we go. Aure just jumps in, and that is gonna cause a little bit of problems, along with the stream of minions coming in. I think they are gonna be needing one more Lord to finish it off, especially when the XP laner is not there, but not unless they keep jumping into this burst potential, which team Dads and Sons have right now. Lancelot is soloing the Lord right now, and the rest of the team is totally trying to zone them out, and that is successfully taken as so. So definitely perfect execution till now for Dads and Sons, except for a few issues. So they need a pick off just like now.
Oh, would you look at that? The weather airstrike right on spot, but the entropy would enable Nathan to secure the kill onto the Esmeralda. Kelia with a good initiation onto Paquito, but never enough damage. And look at Team DNS just marking down the base, chunking it down, and securing the match so very easily.
As easy as it flows. It is like the serene river. How perfectly Dads and Sons executed their game plan, and that just shows not just in the gameplay but on the scoreboard as well. 18-3 is the scoreline, and a few of them were just Gatut Kacha Array jumping into the turret right here. So definitely great execution on their part. In fact, Insane has the most objectives, and when we talk about the damage, look at that. It is gonna be Pawan Singh on that Nathan, and then it's followed by Corey QT, 28% on that Paquito. I was kinda thinking about that Paquito pick, but boy did he play it well, Sarah.
Of course he did, and we're not gonna call out Insane on that 9% damage on the Lancelot because he did really good at the objectives. So with that, Team DNS, they definitely managed to secure the first game. Team UA will sadly stop their journey here, and moving on towards the round of 64 is none other than Dads and Sons.
Yes, exactly. With a pitch perfect 10-minute finish, that exactly gives me some time to introduce you to our sponsors. MEA x FEAI is the grand festival, guys, and it is the festival of esports as you know it. There are lots of games happening, and it is not just an online event. It is gonna be offline. Yes, it is coming to Mizoram as well, and it is gonna be going through the 16th to the 18th. So mark those calendars and keep yourself safe, because we are coming in. Top 8 teams from this tournament are gonna be flying in to play the LAN here, and it is gonna be hosted at our Dentahuma Hall, and we will be ready to witness the glory. Fortunately, we are gonna see a lot more action coming in, and it is not just gonna be your favorite mobile legends. It is also gonna be BGMI, eChess, FC Football, and also gonna be Dota 2 as well. Thank you to all our sponsors who have came in, especially Vista for organizing those 1 lakh diamonds, CK Hyundai for being our sponsors as well, along with a lot more people who have been supporting us. Yes, the management is not possible without DTS, and of course our internet partners are next gen. So we'll be back with a lot more action coming in. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll be back in just 2 minutes with a lot more action-packed combat. And here we go. Did you guys think we're gonna take a lot of time? No, not at all. We are back. As promised, we are back and you are watching the MEA x FEAI Grand Fest. It is a festival of esports and in the light rights of it, it is a LAN event being hosted in Aswal, Mizoram, and it is gonna be hosted through the 16th, 18th, and it is gonna be hosted in the beautiful hall of our Dentahuma. And top 8 teams, in fact, are gonna come from these 128 teams currently and gonna be playing live in front of us. That is what is at stake right now, guys. So every match matters, especially because this is the best of one series. Draft wise, it is the 6-man draft, and hey, we are gonna see a lot more games as well. There's BGMI, that's your favorite FC football, there's Dota 2 and eChess. So without further ado, we are also gonna be talking about our sponsors, and that is gonna be Vista, CK Hyundai. The management has been brought to you by DTS, and of course our internet partners who have given us seemingly perfect internet. It is gonna be Next Gen themselves. The lobby is gonna be coming in the round of 64, where we are gonna see the 5-band drafting system. But for now, we are making it a little easier for the players to play their favorite heroes. So we are gonna have the 6 bands instead. This is of course your guy Ruds Official, and along with me is the beautiful hype queen. It is gonna be Sarah herself. So Sarah, are you excited for this one?
Definitely, Rhodes. And this match especially is a very special one because both of those teams, these two teams, they are underdogs, but they have been performing equivalent to all our top dogs and stand a very, very worthy chance of making it to the top 8 and showcasing their skills right at the venue during the LAN. And obviously, in the drafting phase, Rose, we can see some very targeted bans coming in by both of these teams towards each other. Glue and Selena from the side of SSIN Esports, and Team ESK banning out on the Benedetta. Definitely a very respectful ban, I would say.
Very, very respectful. In fact, I would say that this Benedetta has been really popular in the girls' Indian Mobile Legends scenario, isn't it, Sarah? A lot of the girls are playing this Benedetta really well. But hey, this is looking like a great draft, honestly. The Selena being banned out is something which is targeted, I feel. Of course, the YSS is well deserved. He might be the best hero right now in the game. And the Glue? Well, I believe there must be some strategy behind banning that Glue out. So we'll have to see exactly how it goes. But hey, that is gonna be my favorite mage of this meta. It is gonna be the Fasta being picked up first up. Do you think there are better choices here, Sarah?
I wouldn't say better choices exactly, but definitely the Farsa is one of the most versatile mages on towards the mid lane. But to counter that, Team ESK here, they can definitely go in for the Kalia, the Baxia, the Garot Kaja, and even the Kadita. All of those pose a very high threat to Farsa because she is rather immobile, especially when casting her ultimate. She stands at one place, and that is not good if the enemy has a lot of diamond heroes. But Team ESK seems to be aware of that. They already have a mage and they do not need to lock in the Kadita right away, and instead they lock in on the Baxia for the jungle and Phoveus on towards the EXP lane.
Yeah, I mean, the Phoveus being locked in does kind of signify that they are gonna predict some dashy heroes coming in. The Baxia being locked in is also a flex, but then again, if we talk about it, there's only the roam position which the Baxia can go into, because there's the Phoveus already locked in, and he's not going anywhere except for the experience lane. On the other side though, this Baxia is gonna be generally countered with his arch nemesis. It is gonna be the Fedrin. Of course, it has been picked from time and time again. The Baxia Fedrin have some epic rivalry in the Land of Dawn currently. For forcing it out with the Badang makes things interesting, cause the Phoveus and the Badang, I mean, who comes out on top in that one, Sarah?
On towards the EXP though, honestly in the early game, the Badang does have the poke, but Phoveus wins in terms of sustain and damage. But once Badang has the Thunderbolt and gets the cooldown reduction on towards his first and second skill, he has the better chance of poking out the Phoveus in terms of damage. Team fight though, it's a different situation altogether because Badang's every passive hit triggers Phoveus' ultimate and stacks his passive as well. So it's definitely a 50-50 for the EXP lane, I would say.
Yes, 50-50 on the EXP we go. Of course, in the mid lane though, it is a total different story. The Farsa is by miles better than the Sicilian when it comes to the early game especially. With her mobility, she is next to none. And the Sicilian, well, that's doubling down on the late game insurance. But what is gonna actually worry me is where is the early game potential gonna come out from the red side here. As the 1-1 gets banned, that is actually a late ban on the 1-1. She could have been picked up, especially against the Fedrin or the Baxia. She is definitely something to think about. But the red team is specifically trying to, go for the anti-dash heroes. Is this some kind of strategy coming up? And Sarah, so far, how do you feel about this draft?
Honestly though, on the red side, they have a good combination of the early as well as the late game. And on towards the blue side, they have a similar kind of draft. They have the pick of potential because of the Farsa. They have the Fredrin for those constant taunts as well as the sustain which is needed for the Farsa for the front line. But honestly here, both of these teams need to pick their goal lanes very carefully. Team Red, they have picked up on 3 tanks, and Team Blue definitely needs to prioritize on the Moscow or the carry, or at best a Claude, something to melt down those tanks. While the Team Red, they also need to do something similar whilst having mobility on towards their goal lane, because the Farsa is going to be marking down the marksman every so often.
Yes, definitely true. And it is going to be SSIN Esports on the blue side, followed by, of course, it is going to be the Cook on the red side. So definitely a worthy battle is going to be sung. And SSIN, guys, is an up-and-coming underdog team. Honestly, I've seen them play. They have played it out really well. Their gameplay is literally compared to the best teams in India. So we have to see how these two guys are going to battle it out. But as we talk about battles, the battle has been on the earth of beginning. As we see, the draft has been confirmed. The Harith comes in, and there's the carry on the opposite side as well. That is the draft for this match, guys. It is a best of 1. So this match is going to mean a lot for the lives of these players. Who do you think has the better draft? Which team are you supporting currently? Let us know down in the comments. And Sarah, after the whole draft has finished, what do you think about both the teams? And do you actually think that red team is kind of lacking the early game?
I think so, yes, because they definitely have the Farsa and the Badang for those early game stuns and pokes. But then again, the Harith needs time to come online. It is only the CC and the Fredrin who can actually mark down towards the backline. And they definitely need to mark down the backline because Sicilian and Carry, they have 3 tanky heroes standing in front of them providing that front line. And if Carry manages to get farmed up even by accident, obviously the Harith wins in lane in early, but if the carry gets farmed up, things would look very, very difficult for Team SSIN Esports here.
Exactly, and that is going to be determined by this early game fiesta we are seeing right now. This is going to be important because the first turtle and the first brawl, it is going to mean a lot in terms of which team is going to be having 90% chance of winning this game. So that is why this is so important. We are in the land of dawn. It is SSIN Esports versus Cooks. As we can see, both these teams have been going on to the jungle, and the Fedrin just stole the little Wanderer, that little cabbage thing, and we are already seeing some war happening. Although, as you said, Sarah, the early game matters, and that is why these two teams are just playing it out safe. Right now, we do not see a lot of aggression blowing in, but oh, look at the burst from Harith already.
Exactly so. That's the advantage of having a Harith on towards the early game. He has so much poke from his first and second skill that it's almost difficult to be laning against him while keeping your HP bar full. So obviously, early game is going to be won by the Harith right there. But on towards the mid side, we can see a possible skirmish. Madang trying to zone out the Garkacha and Fredrin. Oh, going in for the poke. There comes the taunt as well. The Appraisal's Wrath is still available. Will be casting it. Vengeance though, it does manage to save Garth Kacha's life. He does get taunted again, but will safely be backing off.
What a clutch vengeance right there. Gadot Kacha literally had the arms and fingers of steel to press it on time. Unless he was the spooked, that would have been first blood, all three roads. But for now, the first turtle has spawned in, and we can see already the Baxia is trying hard to get it, but the turtle is pretty low.
Oh, and it will be secured by Fredrin right there. The feathered airstrike managed to secure the kill onto Baxter right away. And Team SSIN Esports should disengage. They are pretty low, and the Sicilian getting a kill isn't the best of decision. And he manages to secure the kill onto Farsa with a basic attack. Ovius though doing quite well, trying to dodge them, but he will have to escape because now the Sicilian has secured a double kill, and now CC also managed to get one, but Baxter is able to back up, and the CC gets taken down. Good turtle secure, but completely threw away the advantage by giving away 3 kills.
Yeah, exactly. And who did these kills go to? It is going to be Solus on the Sicilian who gets those kills. And look at that, carry is stuck between a hard place and the rock. He is somehow going to manage it. And that looks like kind of a misplay on their part. And Garutkata is just jumping in. I guess he was doing that to just get some vision in. But hey, that could have been a possible kill. That could have been the 4th one there. And the score line right now is 2-3. And here we go, Feather Dester coming in.
Oh, and the fight seems to be going in quite well. The Appraisal's Rats doesn't hit, and the Celian manages to secure a 3rd kill in his favor, definitely gaining that early advantage which Team Aspire needed. And as for now, the Harith has the farm, but the carry, the fact that she managed to escape even after taking in so much damage, definitely gives Team ESK the advantage which they so desperately needed, especially because they have 3 scaling heroes. And look at that, look at the Harith trying to go in for another damage and a kill, but he wouldn't be able to secure it though. Carry realizes the threat coming in on towards the goal lane. Gatkacha is here for the backup. There comes the AOG. Won't really hit anyone again, but will get the taunt. Purify gets baited out, and Earth will be taken down right away by the Sicilian.
Every time Sicilian gets a kill, it is literally sending chills down my spine. Because I know how hurtful a Sicilian can be in the late game situation. And time after time, it is a targeted feed going into the hands of Sicilian. Or is it Cooks making it happen that Sicilian gets all the kills? And in the bottom lane, honestly, they could have gotten the carry a few times already, but there has been some teamwork issues coming in. That is why maybe this is the situation right now. But right now, the map is all red, and it is going to be a hard battle for this Fredrin to actually secure this turtle. And he is not going to try even, I guess. That is the wise decision, especially if you can try to trade it out, just like this Harith is trying to do in the bottom lane. But there is carry, and the Harith is kind of having the best time, honestly. If SSIN actually supports this Harith, that is the only lane they are winning currently, and they can do it beautifully if possible. So there we go. Look at that. All eyes on the goal lane. Who do you think, Sarah, is going to get the team fight victory over here?
Honestly, I feel Team ESK had the better advantage because look at that stun coming in from the Baxia and the damage from Sicilian. Just 3 bad impacts are enough to melt down even a Fredrin. That too under the 6-minute mark where Sicilian barely has only 1 or 2 items. So definitely here, Team ESK are progressing so very fast. And in fact, look at Sicilian is building on towards the Sky Piercer, which will help him just get the kill. So Razor, look at the taunt coming in onto the Badang. He did not even expect that. What beautiful teamwork coming in from the side of ESK.
Man, oh man, that is some mobility, and that is some kind of execution on those plans right here. Definitely Cooks is showing somewhat of their experience. And SSIN, while they have played really well throughout this tournament, they are right now in a grim position, backs against the wall. But hey, when you are in this position, that is where legends are created. So we have to see how SSIN are going to dig down deep and do something about the situation, especially shutting that Sicilian down, because he is honestly giving a lot of damage already. The goal lead is not going to be helpful, as that is still a 2k goal lead. And I am guessing most of the gold is right now at the Solis's hand. Sicilian, that is it. But look at that.
Oh, another engage comes in, and this time, finally, Fist of Zen from the Badang catching in that Garukhacha and gets a much needed kill, taking the goal difference down to just 1.5k from 3k almost. And here Team SSIN are leading in terms of this team fight. At least will be securing the turtle and moving on towards the goal lane for a possible gang. There comes the stun onto the carry. She's gonna get caught by Fredrin coming in from the backside and will get taken down very, very easily. Solis though, he has to be careful. He's a Sicilian. He cannot take these risks, and he was the main damage dealer, and he gave away a shutdown. Team SSIN just capitalizing on those pickoffs right away.
Just like that, guys. I was talking about how these situations make you legends from underdogs, and that is exactly what SSIN has done. Almost listening to my voice as if in game, and they have just turned the tables around. They got the turtle, they got the kills, even shut down the Sicilian and gave the double kill to the Hurrit. That is making life really easy for SSIN. And look at the goal lead already. They have caught up to it, and now they are in a very good position. If they keep playing like this, if they can catch Sicilian off guard, then it can be a big thing. And look at that, it is gonna be another lane secured by CC, along with a kill beautifully done onto that Phobius. And he is not having a good day, honestly. He has not been able to contribute much towards the team fights, and this is all SSIN right now. They can secure the mid turret, and look at that bottom low. That is going to be Hurrit securing a kill on the carry.
Of course, the Hurrit has the magic damage, which is actually a very good counter for that not the carry right away. So obviously Team SSIN here seem to be showing that despite having that disadvantage on towards the early game, they are doing much better now that the Hurrit has the farm and Fredrin can actually sustain long enough for their Farsa and Hurrit to deal the damage. Even CC,
exactly.
He is marking down the very correct targets and trying to zone away the Sicilian and the carry on towards the backside, while poking that Baxia, Garut and Phobius so easily because of the true damage coming in from her War Axe as well as the Sea Halberd.
And honestly, Hurrit is kind of the perfect counter to the carry, because all carry has trouble with is the shield. And guess what? Hurrit has a lot of shield, but look at the fight breaking out already.
Oh, we can see there comes the Bat's Feast coming in from the Sicilian, but it wouldn't be enough to take down anyone, while Hurrit sneaks in a tier 2 onto the bot side. The Garot will be caught out very low. There comes the Feather Airstrike, will get the stand onto 2 people, and CC getting the kill on the Phobius, while Fredrin secures one on to Baxia. What a way to turn around that team fight. The Lord is wide open, and it should be a free Lord for the side of SSIN.
Yeah, and honestly, as beautifully as Team Esprio Cooks played it early game, this is a beautiful comeback coming in from SSIN as well. And what a re-engage onto the team fight. Not only securing that objective, but also demoralizing their opponents right now. This is a troublesome position. The Lord is going to march down, and like we can see already, the Hurrit has farmed his hearts out. He is currently leading in the gold department. As we can see already, there are 3 people hiding in that red bush. Is there going to be somebody who is going to take that bush? Phobius unknowingly coming in.
Oh, we can see the Farzal securing that kill onto the Phobius so easily just because of that setup coming in from the Badang. The Badang, he was struggling in early because he has no practical sustain, and look at the stuns coming in now though. He is able to take the shots from carry as well as Sicilian and will definitely be looking to set up better for his team. The Lord is marching down the bottom lane, and Obviously, Team SSIN here needs to capitalize on the fact that the turret shield isn't available on the bot side, and they definitely need to look for those inhibitors, and that is exactly what they are trying to do. Herrick will be using up the Zaman Force very easily. There comes the Feather Air Strike and trying to deal some damage. Gatot has to escape, but the AOG being used up defensively. And Team SSIN needs to look for the objective. Herrick getting caught out very low. They will have to settle with just the tier 2 on towards the mid lane.
That was a good execution, honestly, breaking out all the outer inhibitor turrets. But hey, Crooks did a great defense on their part because they haven't lost any inhibitors yet. And that is going to be important because now is the time where fights can change the fate. And one lost team fight may result in the end of it all. While all of the outer turrets are taken from Crooks, it is still SSIN with all of their turrets intact. So that early game spike which Crooks received, that has resulted in almost nothing. And right now the tables have turned so far that it doesn't even look like they were in the driver's seat anymore. And the Sicilian and the carry has been underwhelming right now. They have to be playing it out so that they can do something about the situation. That is the only way Crooks can actually turn this game around. So we have to see how things are going to go. Sarah, what do you think? How can Crooks actually counter this situation?
The fact that Team SSIN here is simply working on the fact of pickoffs, that is something which Team Aspire needs to read into. They need to not take the team fights while the Farsa has her ultimate and while the Harith has her ultimate. Yes, the Harith's ultimate has a very short cooldown of just 10 to 12 seconds, but they need to make the Sicilian catch him with the Sanguine Claws exactly when the Zaman Force ends, and that is the point where Carry can burst him down very easily. But here, the Lord fight is about to begin, and look at the Baxia trying to go in and take some damage for his team. And the Badang gets spot out, though he doesn't have the hook and will get busted out right away. CC going in towards the backline, trying to mark down the Sicilian, but Carry will secure a triple kill right away. Exactly what I was mentioning. He is looking for the Maniac, and he will be finding it so very easily. CC being the only one left on towards the mid side, and if Carry decides to take this fight, he should be taken down easily, but he managed to escape with a very, very smart dash coming in from him. But CC will be taken down. Wipeout coming in from the side of Team ESK, showing them the early lead wasn't for nothing, and they can also come back.
You know what I noticed, Sarah? Just as the Lord was getting done, both Sicilian as well as the Carry got their items. Sicilian got the Divine Glaive and Carry got her Malefic Gun, and that just took the things out of proportion right here. Not only did they get the Lord, they also got a prominent wipeout, and just as I said, one wrong team fight and you can say bye-bye to all your outer turrets. As we can already see, things are looking good, and CC hasn't been able to get the counter or the answer to the Sicilian already, because she tried but she wasn't successful. And look at that once again, one more pick off as quick as it goes, and that is going to be 4-man SSIN Esports versus a 5-man standing Cooks, Aspire Cooks lineup coming in. The mid turret, second turret goes on as well. Can they get inhibitor is the question, Sarah.
Exactly the fact here, but they do have the Feather Air Strike, and they do need the Harith and the Farsa to deal some damage and try and defend. CC though in a very good position to catch the carry as well as the Sicilian, but okay, she just decides to escape but gets taunted and caught in time with claws and will get bursted right away. Not the smartest move, with the minions gonna be charging in from both the lanes. Team ESK here will definitely find another inhibitor, I believe. But no, they just decide to back off.
I mean, discipline is the name of the game. They do not need to overcommit in this situation, and that is exactly why they're moving out. They might have expired their skill sets, and they will be waiting to draw this fight out. Drawing the opponents out of their base is a better strategy than trying to tower dive on this occasion. And honestly, what CC needs right now is a bit of a backup. She can try to gank the back lane, but she needs the focus and the follow on from her team, which was not available. So that, in my books, is a textbook mistake when you are playing that initiator role. Waiting for your team is very important, and a team fight might just brew up right now, and it's just 40 seconds for the Lord.
Exactly, so any team which loses their members before this Lord will most potentially be losing out on the game as well. There isn't much of a goal difference, just 3,000 in favor of Team ESK, but they are using it so well, especially because of that carry doing wonders now that she has her full build up. She even has the rose gold to try and counter the reverse damage coming in because of the blade armor. The CC is the only one who can catch the Sicilian on towards the backside, but if she does not manage to do that and gets caught, I think that would be the end for the side of Team SSIN.
Yeah, and the damage, honestly, is in the favor of Team Cooks right now, because SSIN, oh look at that, Vendetta already used up her vengeance. That means this is definitely an advantage for the side of Cooks as they munch on the Lord. Look at that, one Sanguine Claws and one Bat's Feast, and already half of the HP for Wabi on that Fedrin is lost. So there is no deniability on the damage potential of Team Esprit or Cooks. This is gonna be a test of spirits and backs against the wall for SSIN Esports. Can they make it happen once again? Because legends are made from these situations, and that is exactly what SSIN has to face to make it to the big leagues. Here we go, Lord marching down mid, and all of the lanes are actually importantly looked after. So this will be just a two turret clashing in, but look at the action.
Oh, Fredrin already gets taken down, but CC will actually find carry onto the back lane, and now she is going in for the Sicilian and will find that double kill. Much needed from the side of Team SSI, and CC doing God's work here for them. The Lord gets defended so easily on towards the mid lane as well. CC actually manages to survive both Bakshia, Fovius as well as Garut Kacha. A very successful defense coming in from the hands of SSIN here. Absolutely wonderful work.
Yeah, I mean the Fedrin in place of the Sicilian and carry, that is a masterstroke, honestly. You cannot have it any better. All their damage dealers are down while all your damage dealers are up. If you have to sacrifice a jungler for this situation, 10 times out of 10 a jungler would do that. And now is the moment for SSIN to actually capitalize, because they do not have any damage. So SSIN can definitely march forward, but there seems to be some hindrance here, as this is going to be Carry and Sicilian coming off the respawn, and it is still going to be back to the drawing board for both these teams. Now though, the confidence has been instilled a little bit in SSIN, so we expect this Lord fight in a minute to be rather clashy, and both these teams have to show something new if they want to show their real trump card here.
Okay, but look at that, the Padang will get melted down so easily just because of one Sanguine Claws coming into action. The AOD will land and get the Fredrin, but no taunt coming in. The CC needs to back off as soon as possible. Bakshia trying to get the chase, and there comes another taunt from the Garth Kaja on toward the backline. He is going in for more. Team Espire is looking for more. That is too much for them to handle. Team SSN will find 4 people now from the side of ESK, while 3 down on the side of SSIN. A 3-4-4 trade with the Lord coming up in 10 seconds. Can Sicilian try something to defend this? Try and steal the Lord, but that would be the worst of decisions because the Harith and the Fredrin definitely can counter the Sicilian so easily. Will Team Aspire be back on time for the Lord fight, or is Team SSIN going to secure this one?
Yes, and the crowd likes to call them the Sky Kings, SSIN, and they have beautifully done it. I cannot give any more compliments to SSIN as they beautifully drawed that fight out, invited them to their house, and then we know what happened in the house. It was a beautiful execution, especially Harith finding that space to make it possible. The Zaman force giving back-to-back damage, and with nobody who can jump into the back line, that was the exact moment they won the fight. Of course, Vendetta did try to jump in prematurely, but hey, there was the hurry to counter that situation. So, one team fight for them, one team fight for us is what is happening right now. And surely this is an entertainment battle. Guys, are you not entertained? Because sure as hell we are at MEA FEAI, and this is gonna be the clash of the match right here. This might be the determining factor. One salty move, and that is all it will take. These two teams are fighting it out for those coveted 8 spots in the land finale, and we are looking at the Lord as well. They are, however, making an extra effort to collide those lanes up, line them up, and this is gonna be a very hard defense, isn't it, Sarah?
Exactly so, but look at the Sicilian though, already bursting down the Harith quite a lot, but that shield is enough to help him heal up once again. The Lord at nearly half HP will manage to take down that inhibitor quite easily. Curtain Call comes in towards the back line. There comes the AOG being used up defensively just to face tank that Lord. Abaxia getting caught out very low, but no aggression coming in from the side of Team SSIN because Badang, he didn't have that flicker. He needed to engage. He was the one who needed to engage in order for SSIN to actually capitalize. But look at the Abaxia trying to get the stuns, but just not enough because Team SSIN knows they need to play it safe. Team ESK also knows they need to play it safe as well, and both of those teams are having a very healthy clash at the moment.
Yeah, I think this is more of a mature approach which we haven't seen in the Indian esports scenario that much. It is kind of famously known as the Brawl server, but hey, look at the patience of these two people. The Team SSIN wisely refusing to fight in between the turret and the base situation, so that is why they backed up, because Veteran was unable to get that mid turret, so that meant that there was only one backdoor escape left for SSI, and that is why they would rather go for another fight and another Lord than risk their lives in the battle. But look at that, one person caught between.
Oh, we can see the Boxer getting caught out right away, but there comes the ALG onto the back line, an early flicker being baited out of the Farsa right away, but Sicilian will find a kill onto Vendetta, while Kunzang will find the kill onto Why Not Me right there. And the Fulvio is gonna get caught, has to flicker out for his own safety. Sicilian is still quite healthy and can take the fight, but Team Aspire need to back off. Their goal laner is very low, while Harith still has the ultimate back online to try and contest that. 4 versus 4 at the Lord. This should be the deciding fight for this game.
But they do not have any junglers right now. Does Team Aspire Cooks? Their jungler is dead. In return, only the CC is dead as well. But look at that, Kuzang is caught in a bad position, but he is gonna make it out, and he is not just gonna make it out, he's gonna make it out alive with the kill, and so does Wabi as well. What a freeze! Just in time, escaping in the right moment, and it is gonna be Cooks who has the Lord right now, but they have failed on twice occasions to get their main damage dealer as well as their jungler. Will this come back to bite them in the back is the question, as lanes are being the main issue here, guys, because both of these teams have to maintain the lane pressure, else there can be a cheeky, sneaky side push, split push, which might end the game already. Look at that once again. The Lord is facing a Lord dance, and honestly, this quality of a match is worth casting, guys, honestly, because we do not see a lot of Lord dances. These two teams are playing it pretty perfectly and pretty disciplinary in a way, because they do not want to risk a wipeout here. So they will be going back and forth until a team makes a decisive mistake or goes full in and gets all of the other teammates. But look at that, another fight might be spewing in the Lord arena. There's a lot of zoning going on, especially the CC and Phobius are doing some extra duty in protecting their whole team.
Exactly so, and now all the immortalities are up. Team Aspire will need to look to secure this Lord as much as possible. Honestly, the carry can split along with the midway because she has the Vaporeer, but look at the damage coming in! Fulvio manages to secure the kill onto CC right away, and alongside the CC is going to be cat in onto the backline as well, but Kunzang with the monster kill will find 2. Solis finds a killing spree right there, but Wabi Sabi will find the God of Kacha. a 2-for-3 trade. Is this going to be it for the side of this match? Is SSIN going to be able to defend this, or will Team Aspire reign supreme? Will they secure the Lord, and will they go in for more? There comes the Zaman Force. Harith, though, trying his best, but will not find anything. He gets caught, and he loses his immortality as well. Bad decision right there, but with the minions charging down, Team ESK also needs to sink their waves as much as possible. Fredrin just defending a single wave for the past 2 minutes. That is unfortunate, I think. That is just unfortunate. But then again, what a team fight. What in the burst damage was that? Especially from the carry as well as the Sicilian.
Honestly, I think this is where the match has been thrown by SSIN. They could have contested a lot, especially with the burst damage of the Harith. And with Bakshi's ultimate not being available, that could have been an easy lot steal. But Fedrin tried to go for the minions. I think he underestimated or overestimated his damage on those minions, and that is the reason why he stuck around for those minions. But look at that, Federer's stack is in, and what seems to be a comfortable defense for SSIN, because the lanes have not been synced properly. They haven't had the time, and that is why I think this Lord might be survivable for Team SSIN right now. As we can see already, nobody is taking that sort of risk. Penguin Claws being pulled in, AOG being pulled in as well. But look at the perfect trees coming in from Vendetta.
And he actually manages to survive, especially because of that vengeance. And Garutkacha will be the one losing his life in the process, giving Harith another kill on the scoreboard. Team SSIN are so very relentless, and Team ESK with those small micro mistakes just losing their chance to end this game as early as they could have, and instead dragging this to a full 30 minutes, something none of us expected, but now we are actually witnessing it. A Sicilian and a carry at the 30-minute mark getting countered by a singular Harith pick from the side of SSIN. Huge props to Kunzang for holding out for his team for so long. Oh, but okay, look at that.
And it is a dead bush being done by Cooks right here. On the last lot fight though, they could have taken out this Harith, and that could have resulted in an instant win from Cooks. But hey, they just gave Harith a bonk and took their immortality down. But this time around, I think one of these teams have to play the aggressive game here. They have to take the risk, because without the risk, there isn't going to be some reward. And that is why both these teams have to try to get that edge right here. Look at that already, with a lot of taunts coming in, but there is still not a lot of engages right now. Both these teams are waiting for the Lord, and there is going to be possibly another Lord dance coming in. This is already 30 minutes into the game, guys. One of the longest matches. In fact, it is the longest match we have had so far in MEA. And this is not looking like it's going to stop at any moment, because both these teams are playing so well, so head to head, that there is nobody who can actually finish this game out. Feather Air Strike being used once again, but that is not an issue for the Fasta, because in late game, her ultimate is literally 8 seconds to be gone. But look at the pokes already coming in. Garutkacha trying to lower down Pedron right here. He has to be kept in the pocket so that they can do something. But look at the action.
Look at the CC on towards the back lane, just marking them down and poking them, taking away their immortalities and forcing them to recall back to base. Baxia just escaping with 1 HP, but Garutkacha goes down. Harith with the split, distracting everyone from the main target. Carry being the only one providing some vision at the Lord side. Fredrin is low. Can Carrie catch him? No, she doesn't realize he was in that bush. Oh my goodness. And Team Aspire here will definitely try to look for the Lord now that Fredrin will take a few seconds to reach it. But can they burst it down? There's Farsa with the Feather Air Strike. She's gonna be trying. Will she get it? And Mommy gets the retribution. It gets the Lord for the 3rd time. Will get melted away, right? Though. But Solace with the mega kill gets the Sky Piercer active. But Kunzang with the legendary will get another kill onto Baxia as well. A 4 versus 4. That's what is going to be the next Lord fight, as the Lord is going to be marching down the mid lane once more.
65 seconds is the cooldown on that Fedrin right now. Kunzang with an 11-4 KDA is alone balancing his team out. Now that they have the Lord, but they are gonna be fighting it out without the Fedrin unless they can actually delay this Lord going in, and that might need some help right here with the CC if they didn't clear it out. But they are actually gonna go for it. It seems SSIN are trying to close this down. Seems like patience is gonna be on the tip because there is a lot to go. Harit last time around was split pushing, so this could have been an easy fight for Cooks, but they somehow fumbled the opportunity. And Fedrin, of course, came back, stole the Lord, and this is how it's ending, Sarah.
Is this going to be the end? There comes the feathered airstrike. You can see the damage coming in. Obvious, the immortality is down. Badang also, the immortality is down. Carry trying to melt down the Lord as much as possible. The AOG was about to be used, but it wasn't. Garukaja manages to survive. The Lord gets taken down, but the AOG comes in, trying to taunt the minions and stop them from taking. Oh, there comes another taunt on the Beharit, though. Beharit is going to be caught out pretty low. Can he survive this? He has to. He needs to back off for his team's sake. He cannot be taken down yet. Team Aspire still trying to defend as much as possible. That is going to be the third Lord of this game. At the 32-minute mark, being finally defended. Look at the damage coming in though. The Baxia trying to mark down the Harith finally realizes who the real threat is. And now Team Aspire is still marching in.
Yes, and this is still going on, guys. 33 minutes into the game, and once again there is gonna be Cooks who are trying to end this one. But oh, look at the AOG coming in.
There comes the AOG, finally catches Aspith, and he has been taken down. But the curtain call, not enough there to defend it. Carry logging in onto the base, taking it down in a split second. Team SSIN lose their chance. Team Aspire reign supreme.
The Sky Kings have come crashing down as finally Kunzang gets taken out with the beautiful AOG connecting on the three people, and all it took was Sicilian and Carrie to finish that job. So Staylist and Sam did the job, finally ending this 33 minutes and 12 seconds match. What a match this has been. I think this has to be one of the best matches we have watched so far in this season of MEA x FEAI, and what a performance from both the teams. Even SSIN have nothing to bow their head down to. They have contributed so well to the situation, and that is portrayed by the damage and their varied defenses right here. There were some mistakes being made, and that is, at the end of the day, guys, a game to be won by the people making the efforts and opportunities out of those mistakes. That is why we see the victors for tonight is gonna be Team Cook, and they have literally cooked it up pretty well. And Team SSIN, well, all the best for some other day in some other tournament. You have definitely won our hearts with your grand gameplay.
And that would be it for game number 2 as SSIN secure their spot. SSIN secure a loss and would actually be eliminated from the competition, while Team ESK secure their spot into the round of 64. We'll take a short break and be right back with the third game of the night.
We'll be back soon. See ya! Hello, guys, welcome back. And we have a sad news for you. Since Genjis have not been able to show up even after multiple calls and multiple efforts from our side to communicate with them, it just means that Mega Code Apricity is going to move on to your round of 64, and they have qualified this round with their good luck, I guess. But yeah, that has been the case right now. We are going to be moving directly to our fourth match after this short break, and we are in for a treat because if you like the last match, you're gonna really love the next match coming in. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Just get yourself a pack of chips or your dinner if you're Sarah, and then we'll be back soon. Woohoo! Welcome everybody! Welcome. I just read something, but okay. I am excited because we are right now casting the MEA x FEAI Grand Fest, and of course it is the festival of esports. So welcome everyone. Welcome back because we are in for the final, but the definitely one of the best matches you'll see tonight on your PC or your phones or anywhere else. But hey, this is not just a tournament or a community match. This is a LAN event, guys. And not just for your favorite Mobile Legends title, it is also considered into a lot of more gaming titles as well. Some of them, BGMI, ECHESS, Dota 2, and of course, your favorite FC football on both PC and mobile. So, for all gamers of all ages and all likenesses, this is definitely a tournament you should be excited for. What's more is you should support us more, and we'll be bringing you a lot more things. Where is the LAN event, you ask? Well, it is gonna be in the beautiful city of Aswal in Mizoram at our Detuhuma Hall from the dates of 16 till the 18. And believe it or not, guys, for the first time in Mobile Legends history, it is going to be 8 teams making it directly to the LAN event, where we are going to see the best team in India make it out of there. But for now, we are in the current round of 128, and it is going to be 2 of the teams facing it out. Let me introduce you to, of course, myself. I am, of course, your guy, the most handsome Rudz official here, and along with me is a girl who everybody in India knows. Yes, your hype train, your beautiful queen. It is gonna be Sarah herself. So, Sarah, how are you doing? And are you excited for this last match of the evening?
Good evening, Roots, and thank you for that warm welcome once more. And of course, I am very excited to be casting the 4th game of the day. Team Blue on the blue side having picked up on a Granger really early. But on towards the red side, we can see the counter pick coming in right away with the Irithel getting locked in for the goal lane, which does give them the opportunity to pick up on a Kimi in the mid lane, maybe even the Farsa, or maybe going for the Garut Kacha on towards the EXP, or probably even the Lapu Lapu.
Oh yes, I mean the Lapu Lapu is really hot, but is it hot enough against a CC? I think there are a couple of counters for the Lapu Lapu itself. There is the Esmeralda, there is the CC. So we'll have to see how the teams are balancing it out. And this is kind of a meta from, I would say, 3 months ago or a season ago. Because Granger and Ithil were prio, or the goal lane was pretty prio in the first pick while this was going on. But right now, I think the offlaners and the junglers deserve a bit more of our love and priority. So the YSS being open, CC being open, there's just a lot to play with. And questionable bans on that Beleric and Chow, wouldn't you say that, Sarah?
Yes, I would actually say that, but I think that since these people can see each other's profiles, it's just another respect band towards the side of Team Void, and they just decided that no risks, we won't give out the Beleric as well as the show. So, hey, we can see the Farsa and the Gartkacha getting locked in by the blue team this time. So, obviously, Team Void here needs to play it a little more safe. And once again, Team Red is going in for that absolute late game kind of draft with the Irithel as well as the Sicilian.
I mean, typical textbook kind of a play. You pick the hero as well as their counter. So, the Farsa as well as Gatot locked in. Now it is going to be a little hard for Team Void to actually get onto that Farsa, but hey, there's the Lapu Lapu, and he can try his best. Although Farsa is kinda okay with the wings by wings, so we'll have to see exactly how things turn out. But the high loss being banned by Team Blue just means that they are constantly trying to paralyze that roam position there, right there. But there are still a lot of options available, and it is gonna be the Akai, in fact, coming in. And it kind of makes sense for the Gatut Kacha, but there's just so much range in the blue team. There's the Vasa, there's the Granger. So doesn't really make a lot of sense to pick up just the Akai for that Gatot Kacha right here. But hey, this might be a Lancelot, but there's the virus is still open and they just banned the Hayabusa. So, Sarah, am I casting? Have I gone back in time in like 3 months' time? Because these bans and picks kind of look like the old meta.
Exactly, so they kind of remind me of previous season when everyone would just insta-log the Irithel, the Farsa, the Granger, and even the EXP and the Roam picks are very similar to that. So definitely interesting choices here by both of these teams. Maybe that's their comfort, which we haven't really seen yet. And with the Alpha getting locked in the jungle for the blue side, Team Red definitely has a lot of options open, and it's really interesting to see what they want to be picking up. Against the Alpha, definitely the Granger could be, the Export could be working, the Lancelot could be working. So yeah, we'll have to see what they want to pick up.
Yes, as we talk about the old meta, the Alpha comes in as well. So definitely a blast from the past as it goes. And there is a lot of... Okay, there we go, Sarah. Who else will be missing from the past meta? Well, we just see the past patch hero coming in. It is going to be Sasuke Uchiha, the crush of all the girls, and the animosity of all the boys coming in. But is Sayu or Soyu really a great weapon in this kind of current meta right now?
He's playable. As far as the hero potential goes, it depends on the user as to how useful he is. But currently in the meta, there are definitely much more useful options. So obviously, we'll have to see how Team Red decides to play this one out, especially because a good alpha user counters a Suyo pretty easily, especially because of the Spirit of Alpha. So in the team fights here, Team Blue has the better opportunity, unless and until the Irithel gets very fed and just roams around and gets the damage dealers down.
Yes, exactly, and that is why I'm scared of this current drafting system, honestly, because both these teams have picked up quite a questionable amount of heroes. But let's see exactly how things are gonna turn up while we visit the Land of Dawn, because both these teams have just one opportunity, one chance to make it to the round of 64. This is a best of one series, and we are gonna see Team Aggressive on the blue side versus Team Void Empire on the red side. This is gonna be Rud's official, and it is gonna be beautiful Sarah casting in the caster's desk one more time as we take you live to the action coming in. MEA x FEAI, here we go.
Last match of the day, everybody, and this is the last shot at securing a spot in the top 64 to be the 8th team up into the top 64. So we are definitely going to see some exciting clashes coming in. Both the teams trying to poke each other down, trying to steal away the farm and get the upper hand onto the map. Look at the Padang already kiting Team Red so well, and they are going in for the invade though. We can see the retribution being secured by the Alpha right away. Rangers getting baited out of the Akai, but Team Red, there comes the retaliation and they will find the Alpha right away. But I'm forced to figure out of that situation. Good answer to that early invade.
Yeah, Team Aggressive going as their name says, very aggressive. But it is actually a shame that that aggression was met with pure force and they just lost one of their best right here. So one kill going on to Team Void, and that is gonna be their opportunity to snowball. And Soyu is actually a hero which can snowball pretty well. So let's see if the Granger can meet his end, but he flickers out.
Smart flicker coming out of Granger right away, but this would mean that exactly at the level 4 mark, Irithel would have a chance to take him down if he cannot position properly. But Team Red though, their jungler still is not level 4, but they are still going in for the turtle, realizing the fact that Team Aggressive will take a moment to actually get up there. Look at the Akai trying to zone away the Alpha, but the retribution will obviously be secured by the Alpha right away. There comes the Feather strike onto the Akai and will be taken down, and so as well as Suyo. Double kill for the Farsa right there. Team Aggressive actually playing well to their name this time, despite making the mistake, but a triple kill being secured by him, and Sicilian will have to flicker out of that dangerous situation.
I mean, that was the most questionable play of the night. Going in as a level 3, and while you know your opponents aren't exactly down and your opponent jungler is at level 4, that would have been one of the most costliest and silliest mistakes of them all. But look at that, Shido gets taken down inside of his own turret, or it was the opponent's turret, okay. So definitely some mistakes were made, I think, on those parts. But hey, both of these teams have been very questionable with their draftings and now even with their gameplay. But hey, it is still entertaining and it is still a moment for we need to watch out for. But bottom low, it is still the Green Jay and Irithel facing it off. Do you think the Green Jay is too nerfed in this situation, Sarah?
Honestly, no, it depends on the user completely, I would say. Because a good Granger can actually kite the Irithel on towards the early game and win out in the laning phase. And as long as the rest of the team doesn't let the Irithel scale up towards the late game, the Granger will definitely always have an advantage. But look at that, the heavy spin, it got baited out so easily. Which means that at the next turtle, Team Void would have a disadvantage in terms of crowd control.
Exactly so, honestly. Because that heavy spin didn't amount to anything. And if anything, that ultimate counts to a lot. That is the longest stun in the game, ladies and gentlemen. And we can see some action falling in into the bottom lane. But oh, bottom love?
Oh, that was unfortunate, and even Irithel did not have the sprint but does have the Windtalker, which helps her get that over. Look at that, the Spear of Alpha connecting right there along with Badang's wall double kill secured right away, and even the AOG landed perfectly on time with that chain crowd control from Team Aggressive, which means that the turtle should pretty much be a free secure for the side of Aggressive unless the Suyo can make a play and try and steal it. Will he be able to? Iconic stole it away onto that Irithel, but she is in danger. She has to run. She wouldn't be able to. She gets taken down by the Granger while Parsa secures the kill onto Kaiser. Once more, the Suyo, the non-meta hero, not exactly working, and even Eldoma is in danger, and he will be taken down as well. Unstoppable for the Parsa. The Team Aggressive isn't giving up though. There comes the Spear of Alpha. Sicilian forced to flicker one more time. There comes the taunt onto the Lapu, and he will get bursted down as well.
Beautiful wombo combo first off, and then a brilliant steal from Iconic. But hey, he couldn't quite survive that occasion, but it's still a steal nonetheless. So some retribution issues definitely. But hey, both these teams are playing so unorthodox that it is literally a showstopper to watch, honestly, guys. And there has been so much to go for because the goal lead is slightly in the favor of Team Aggressive. So if you thought that, hey, they did invade and they lost, well, the early game was not lost. Team Aggressive is still there, and oh, Pasta might have been just caught in that mid lane. So far, the items are looking pretty darn nice, and we can see 2 Thunderbolts already locked in, and Soyu is going for his typical build as well. It is, however, going to be a challenge for him to burst him down, especially after the last patch and his nerf, Sarah.
Exactly so. Like, both these teams are playing old meta heroes, which somehow still kind of work in the new meta situation. But then again, Team Void just seems to have such a late game based comp, especially because of that Irithel as well as the Sicilian, who need at least 3 items to come online properly. Even though Irithel has the advantage on towards the lane, it's not working out. Look at that. Look at the Sicilian just getting bursted down so very easily. Lapu though using the bravest fighter, but it wasn't on target, and he will be the one getting bursted down instead. Wrong decision making coming in from the side of Team Void right here, while Team Blue looks full in sync. And look at the constant invades, which is disabling Suyo from farming up, and even the heavy spin, even though it is displacing the enemies, it is not enough to do anything because Team Aggressive will just burst him down before he's able to do anything. Oh, look at Alpha though, goes in with the Cyclone mark, giving an easy shutdown to the Irithel. Not necessary there. But then again, his team manages to get a kill in return, so obviously things are quite kind of equal right now.
Yeah, I mean, Irithel with that Ducati bike just went straight into the hands of Badang, and well, the rest was history. And Lapu has been pretty brave, honestly, using the Brave Fighter. What is going on with Team Void and stealing turtles out of nowhere? Either the jungler from Aggressive is not using his retributions, or Team Void is actually goated on those steals right here, Sarah.
Honestly, even if Team Void seems to be losing out in the team fights and losing out in terms of farm, they somehow have been able to secure both the turtles so far, which is kind of a big deal for them, especially to not let the goal difference spike up so much. Look at them though, they are still trying their best to try and kite down the enemies, trying to mark someone down and take him down. But okay, so you're trying to go in for something. There comes the heavy spin, and it actually knocks down two people. Is it gonna be enough to take them down? Rhythm has the damage, and she will find the kills along with Lapu Lapu. And even Garukata will be taken down. 3 members down from the side of Aggressive, while Granger sneaks a turret on towards the bottom side. But Farsa will take down Suyo from so far away.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely Soyu being very overconfident on this occasion, and that is just gonna be a lost opportunity. But hey, his team does pick up the mid lane, and that is still an opportunity won. But hey, what a great heavy spin coming out from Kaiser right here. Duma right there, and that actually changed the match on top of its head. While Team Aggressive weren't all negative, their Granger actually got quite a lot of farm down below, so we should be seeing a good contest here, considering there is a lot to play for. It is just 9 minutes into the game, and the goal lead hasn't actually moved a lot. So the lot coming in about 5 seconds, this is kind of determining what is gonna happen next. Who do you think, Sarah, has the better lot taking capabilities right now?
As of right now, it is going to be Team Aggressive, definitely. The Granger has the burst along with the Hunter Strike and Sky Piercer. The Alpha will also get a lot of true damage out because of the War Axe and his ultimate. And obviously, the Badankan zone along with the Gartkacha, while Farsa just deals damage to the backlines from so very far away. Obviously here, Team Void, if they want to contest, Lapu Lapu is the one who's playing on a vengeance, who has to mark down the Farsa and the Granger on towards the backline. So definite, but look at the map though, we can see Team Void being the ones to start off on the Lord, and Badang and Garutkacha are actually playing behind the damage dealers. There comes the AOT, he does not get the taunt, but Kaiser will steal away the Lord from the hands of Aggressive, securing that goal, the difference a little less in their favor. But Alpha, trying to look for more, will get the Spear of Alpha on the two people and does find the kill. And look at that, even Lapu Lapu is gonna get caught out so very low. He trying to find the kill, he finds it, but Alpha will get the triple. They are now looking for the Maniac, and he will find the Maniac one more. And Team Blue, with almost a wipeout in their favor, will be marching down to defend the Lord.
It's almost like Team Void, they won the battle just to lose the war, it seems, because honestly, they lost 4 of their members, gave the opponents a Maniac, and well, the Lord right now is of no use. It was a wasted Lord, and with that, it was a wasted effort. I was kinda rooting on them to get this Lord, cause honestly, they have been pretty lucky on those objectives. They have been stealing them left and right. This time around, Kaiser took it themselves, but on the kill board, I do not think this Soyu is working well for their team right now. So we'll have to see how exactly is Team Void going to transition to the late game. They definitely have the firepower, as we said. The hell damage is with them, with Hirtle and the Bushman, Sicilian. So we have to see how the late game progresses, because even the Granger and Fasa are so fed. They haven't been ganked all game, they haven't lost. So here we go. We can see already some of the itemizations, and these things are looking pretty great, because they have the anti-heal, they have the Sky Piercer, and definitely Fasta is doing a lot of damage. 704 is the KDA, and with the newly found Maniac on that Alpha, he is gonna hurt just as much. So if you're Lapu Lapu or Akai, you might be in the risk of getting bursted down pretty quickly.
Exactly so. And if you looked at the items, Rhodes, the Akai has picked up on a Guardian helmet along with the dominant size as his first item, which means that he has no physical defense, he has no magic defense, and that makes things a little bit more difficult for the side of Team Void because he is one of their only frontliners. The Lapu Lapu, even he is going in for a damage sort of build and does not have proper defense, just HP so far, which means that Team Void would not be able to sustain in a full out team fight situation unless and until they get a perfect pin like that one engage they had done on towards the top side.
That is true, Sarah, and that is why the whole of the team depends on Duma on that Akai to do something. Because honestly, if the Badang and the Alpha aren't locked in, it might spell doom for his team all over. Because the Badang can easily go in, flicker, and get the kill, or get a CC onto CC Leon and Iconic on that turtle. But look at that easy and fast lot take coming in, and it is going to be the Akai Duma alone trying to zone everybody out.
Unfortunate situation right here for Team Void, despite their numerous chances to just try and engage over and over. Team Aggressive does seem to be reading into it and backing off at the exact correct moments. But how long is that lead going to stay is the main question. The Farsa already has her Holy Crystal, which means that Sicilian and Irithel are going to get bursted down right away. There comes another Spear of Alpha though, Lapu Lapu getting bursted a little too much. Sanguine Claws wasn't enough to cast the Alpha, and Irithel somehow used up her sprint in an attempt to try and take down the Alpha. Again, bad decision making, but Doma seems to be in a good position.
Look at Duma.
His team is quite back off, and the Lord gets taken down just like that.
And Duma's position just gets revealed, so I think it is just gonna stay with the outer turrets for now, is Team Void, because there is not a lot of opportunity for now for Team Void to actually connect on things, and they are really depending a lot more on Duma right here to get those engages. They do have the Soyu, they do have the Sicilian, they do have the Lapu who they can bank on for such occasions, but so far the game has been pretty unidimensional, and as soon as Team Aggressive gets the hang of it, how to tackle this Akai, it should be really easy for them to get on the team fight from there. But right now it is Team Void who has the momentum, and Fasta definitely needs to connect her Feathered Airstrike, because that is literally a nuke right now with the Holy Crystal especially in her hands.
Exactly so, and this once again looks like a definite 25-minute game unless either of these teams make a mistake or the other team makes a very good play. Both of which looks difficult to be seen in this match because we don't know what is going to happen when, and we are currently in the waiting phase for both these teams to try and take a fight. None of them want to do it though, so we really have to see which team takes the first initiative. There is practically no goal difference between them, which says that they are pretty equal in terms of skill level, and obviously they are moving in here for a trial in terms of who is gonna go in first.
Exactly true, and honestly engaging is the dirty work, and it has to be done perfectly unless you are gonna feed the team. So definitely both these teams have to play precisely to the location. But speaking of engages, Sicilian just blasted half HP from both the damage dealers from Team Aggressive side. So that is something coming into this late game we have to worry about. Team Aggressive cannot risk their position, because one Sanguine Clause is all it will take to ruin the entire team fight. And this team fight might be the ultimate team fight, because they might lose this one. Up on to the top, we can see the Lord has spawned in, and Lapu is already ready. Oh, look at that, somebody's found. Hello, welcome home.
Oh, look at the Alpha getting pinned in. He went too far. He's gonna pay for it with his life. There comes the AOG though. Does connect on the tree, but the Alpha will not be able to escape. And look at the Irithel going into the backline, and will find the Granger right away along with the Farsa getting taken down. 3 members down on the side of Team Aggressive. What a beautiful play coming in. Like I said, make the first mistake and it is over. However, I think though, Badang, he isn't He is AFK. He isn't even there
No.
to try and defend. Oh my goodness. What an unfortunate situation for the side of Team Aggressive despite all that early lead. Poor Badang can't do anything even if he wanted to. And Team, oh my god, they simply took the base in their hands.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was looking at this team fight and I was like, wait, how isn't this a wipeout? Where is Badang? I cannot see him all over the map. And then I see the base and he's just standing all over it. So I don't exactly know why Team Aggressive decided to place it this aggressive, especially when they knew that their offlaner and one of their main engagers were not exactly in the game. So definitely some plays are really questionable on their side. While Team Void is gonna definitely make it to the round of 64, guys, and they are gonna be showing you a lot more, hopefully, of a lot more objective steals as well as a lot more wins. But that will be the final match for tonight, guys. And Sarah, do you have anything to say about this game?
Honestly, here, like, we expected the blue team to actually just take the win in their hands. They had every early advantage they could look for. The Farsa was on a whopping KDA of 704. So just wow to Team Void for actually coming back from that and securing the base in their favor. Obviously, it was very unfortunate for the Badang to have lost his connection at the last moment. However, it's not up to them, it's not up to us. It's just a sad situation, but Team Void will secure their space in top 64.
Yeah, I mean, ask anybody if the Fasta on the 704 KDA as well as the Granger with 10k gold, and they actually lose that team fight. That is really unfortunate. But hey, things happen. This is, after all, a game, a sport, and there has to be one winner and one loser. What is gonna be there is that this is a festival of games and esports. And wait, this is not just an online event. It is the MEA x FEAI Grand Fest, and it is all about LAN esports events. Not just in your favorite game of Mobile Legends, it is also all around with BGMI, with eChess, with a lot more games such as football, and it is gonna be on both PC and on your mobile phones. So yes, Dota 2 is there as well for all our OG MOBA players, and Mobile Legends for all our young and the future generations of India. While this is going to be a LAN event hosted from the 16th to the 18th, where do you ask? Well, it is going to be in the beautiful city of Aizawl, Mizoram, and it is going to be hosted at the Dhanaruma Hall, actually Tuhuma Hall, from the 16th to the 18th. And top 8 teams, guys, are going to be qualifying to the finale to play it out and to tell us and let the world know who is the best team in India. Well, all of this is not possible without some contributions, and that is why we would like to thank some of our sponsors and contributors. It is, of course, going to be Vista, the official developers of Mobile Legends, for sponsoring us 1 lakh diamonds. Along with it, it is going to be CK Hyundai for being our gracious sponsors. And of course, the management is done by DTS Esports. Their management has made things possible, along with our seamless internet connection from NextGen. So that is going to be it for tonight, guys. But there's a lot more action coming. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, share, and keep supporting the dream of Indian esports if you want Indian esports to be the next best thing in India. Well, guys, this has been Roots Official, and that has been Sarah, and we will wish you guys a very good night and a great day tomorrow. Until we meet next time, see you.